Hey girlies, welcome or welcome back. If you guys want to see this makeup look right here, then please keep on watching because I'm gonna give you guys a little tutorial on how to achieve this makeup look that is the Victoria's Secret runway slash bombshell makeup. By the way, I already did my hair, which is going to give me this blowout, heatless curl, you know, runway curly hair type thing. I don't know, we're gonna see how it turns out. But for my skin prep, I use two products. I don't really use a primer. I know a lot of people do, but instead I use this L'Oreal Vitamin C Serum. And I also use this Marderm Centella Soothing and Hydrating Cream. I don't know, they work pretty good for me. By the way, I'm gonna keep looking there because my mirror is right there. I know a lot of people use primer, but I've never been a primer girly. I don't know. I don't see the point in it. I would rather put like serums and moisturizers that's actually good for my skin than to prime my skin, if that makes sense, with like a primer. As you guys can tell, my face is pretty sensitive. Just by touching at it, it's going to become red. It's an acne prone skin, so bear with me, okay? I like my face to kind of absorb it, and then I like to put makeup on because I don't know, I feel like if I put foundation really quickly or any kind of makeup product, I feel like my skin is kind of gonna absorb the makeup with the skincare, even though it absorbs it anyway. But I don't know, it's just a weird mindset. So now that my skin has been prepped and everything has been settled in, I like to go in with foundation first. I know that they don't really use foundation that much. I did watch a few tutorials, but I'm not really gonna go off based off the tutorials. I'm gonna make my own tutorial. So first I'm gonna start off with my foundation, which is the Max Factor Facefinity All Day Flawless Airbrush Finish 3-in-1 primer, concealer, and foundation. So this foundation is kind of medium coverage, medium to full coverage. It's not really light, so if you want something lighter, I don't really recommend you using this foundation, but it's pretty good. I would say that it's actually pretty good for acne scars and blemishes. As you can tell, it pretty much covers it all, even though I just applied some. But we're gonna apply this all the way through. As you guys can tell, my face is a bit lighter than my neck and my body. So what we're going to be using is we're going to be using a bronzer. This is the Rare Beauty Contour Stick in the shade Happy Soul. This is actually a pretty good bronzer. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be basically bronzing the parts where the light would usually hit us, where we would actually get bronze. The models, they kind of do their makeup and they put the bronzer not really up, but more so down to kind of elevate the under the cheekbone, like the hollow part of the cheekbone. We're just going to bronze that part, and we're gonna also contour-ish our nose. I don't own a contour. I don't really like to contour my face. I like to bronze it. And then we're just gonna blend this out. It's a pretty warm color, which we want. We want it to be as warm as possible. Not orange, but we want it to be warm. I kind of just roughly blend my nose. I don't really care if it's like very precisely blended because I'm gonna go over it with a powder, bronzer, and plus I'm gonna go over it with like blush and everything. By the way, I think I need a better brush because this is a pretty loose brush and I feel like it's not really blending as good as I'd like it to blend. So maybe for my bronzer I might just change my brush later on, buy a new one. But now that we're done, we're going to put some blush on. We want a kind of pinky, reddish, maybe like a peachy color that has a little bit of shimmer. And the best blush that I find for this kind of makeup is the Rare Beauty blush in the color Hope. So what I like to do is I like to take a couple of dots and put it kind of going upwards. This blush is a pretty light blush and you won't really see the color that much, and it has a little bit of shimmer inside as well. So I do put a lot, but if you have another kind of Rare Beauty blush, please make sure to put a little bit because a little goes a long way. I just really like blush. I really like the blush, but the other colors, they are very much pigmented. So is this, but it's more of like a pastel kind of pigment, if that makes sense. So be careful of that. We want to have these rosy cheeks just like that. As you can see, it is a bit of shimmer, and it's gonna look way better when we're gonna add a bit of shimmer with the blush. So guys, as you can see, it is a bit darker because I had to charge my camera. It unfortunately died. So it's been a little while, but I didn't do anything else to my face, so we're gonna continue where we left off. What I was saying is I want to mix this highlighter type thing with my blush because I feel like it might give I was gonna mix this highlighter with this Rare Beauty blush, but then I looked at myself and I was like, this blush is already pigmented and shimmery enough. It already has like some specks of shimmer inside, so I'm not going to be doing that. So now the next step is we're going to be concealing our under eyes and kind of brightening things up. And I like to use the Maybelline New York Fit Me concealer, and what I like to do is I like to kind of put it right here, not really under my eyes, but like close to my waterline, because when we're going to be blending it, we're going to be blending it closer to our eyes. The reason why I don't like to put it under in my waterline is because it kind of tends to make it a little cakey, and I don't like that look. I don't think anyone likes that look. We're gonna let this set a little bit, we're gonna let this marinate, and then we're going to be blending the concealer. And by the way, while you guys are doing your foundation, if you decide to do foundation, please don't put it under your eyes, because we don't want to layer things. We don't want to, you know, have a lot of product under our eyes, since it tends to crease very easily. I tend to also bring the concealer a little down towards the edge of my nose to kind of clean out the bronzer or the contour that I did on my nose, and also make sure to bring it inside in the inner corner of your eye, because we want the inner corners of our eyes very bright. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take another concealer, which is this Note BB Concealer Advanced Skin Corrector, and what I like to do with this is I just like to put a little bit on the back of my hand and then go in with a brush. I don't really let this concealer sit, because I feel like this specific one dries really quickly. I mean, it depends on the kind of concealer that you're using, if you'd like to let it sit or not. After that is done, I like to take my beauty blender and just go over it and blend again. And now that we're done, we're gonna take a powder, any kind of pressed powder. I like to use the Maybelline New York Fit Me Matte and Porcelain powder. What I like to do with this is I just take the powder puff and I like to just tap a little bit, because I don't really like to powder my under eyes that much. And even though this is white, it's very much translucent, so if you're trying to find a good pressed powder, I really suggest this pressed powder. Plus, it is also drugstore and it is pretty inexpensive. If you're an oily skin type of girly, I would suggest that you powder all over your face, because your face is gonna get oily anyway. So that's what I do. I literally powder every single part of my face. I don't care where it is, because we're gonna go over the bronzer and the blush again with the powder products. But if you're a dry skin kind of girly, I would just suggest you to powder your T-zone, under your eyes, and on top of your eyelids, and that's it, you're good to go. For me, I personally produce a lot of oil on my skin, so it always looks like I have dewy makeup on even when I'm trying to do a matte look. So yeah, and then afterwards what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna take a little bit of bronzer and go over your previous bronzer. I have this Broken Revolution palette. I bought this like very long ago. It is pretty dirty, sorry about that, but this is very much pigmented. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking a little bit of the bronzer and a little bit of the highlight type bronzer and mix them together, tap my brush, and lightly apply on top of my previous cream bronzer. So this is going to give me a bronze look, plus it's going to give me a shimmered look, because we mix those two together. If you don't have it, it's alright, you can mix it with a highlighter color and your normal bronzer, powder bronzer. Go on top of your nose, and then I use the same brush, and we're gonna go in with the Wet n Wild Pinch Me Pink. This blush is also shimmery as well, as you guys can tell, so we're going to be pretty shimmery, and that is literally what we want. Tap out the excess and go over your previous blush as well. As I said, we want those cheeks to be rosy and pink and shimmery. And I like to also kind of put it right here, because I saw that the girls kind of look a bit bronze and sunburn type makeup look. So if you put a little bit here, a little bit right there, you're gonna achieve that look. And now we're gonna go into the eyes. I like to do my highlighter the last, because I feel like it puts my makeup all together. So let's go into the eyes. They have a very warm, very glittery, shimmery, sometimes whitish silver, sometimes more gold. So we're going to try to find a very neutral type of shimmer instead of it just being silver or gold. So I'm going to be using this Revolution palette. As you guys can tell, I really love Revolution. This is the Velvet Rose palette, and we're going to be using the color, this color right here for the base, but just for the outer corners. We don't want to do anything to the inner corners, because we want to keep it as white and as pale as possible. And I like to go with a tiny bit darker color, so I'm going to go with this one, but just put a little bit on the edge of my brush, tap it out to kind of define my eyes. just like that. And now we're gonna go and get into the most fun part. We're gonna put some glitter on our eyelids, but first we need to get the inner corners a bit more lighter. So I'm gonna be using this color right here, load it up on my brush, tap it out, and go in the inner corners. I like to use a clean brush for this because if you have any kind of other product, any color on, it will automatically just make your inner corners very dark. So just tap that on, kind of take it out towards your eyebrows. And then I'm gonna take my other Revolution palette, but it broke. It was this chocolate one. It is the from the I Heart Revolution strawberry, I think cheesecake is what it writes there. I don't know. But what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna take the color Butter and Baby and we're gonna mix them together and apply it again to the inner corners. What we're trying to achieve here is to make the inner corners as white as possible. Sometimes I like to go in with my finger and just tap it on just like that. Do the same to the other side, and I'm using the shade Baby. And then you can just blend the edges with your brush. Now we're getting the look all together. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to take another brush. I like to use multiple brushes. It's up to you to use, you know, the light colors with one brush and the dark with another. I'm going to be using every single shimmer that I have. So what we're going to be using first is we're going to get this color Fluff. I like to use a flat brush to kind of precisely get the color. So we're going to get this. Don't tap the excess off because we want this as shimmery as possible. And just put it on the inner corners. Just like that. And a pro tip, if you think that the color is not really showing as well as you would like it to show, or it's not as shimmery as you want it to be, use your finger. To be honest, the shadow always looks better when you put it with your finger. And then we're gonna take this Miss Rose Professional Makeup Palette and we're gonna be using the color Forever Lit right over here. This is a little bit of like a luminous kind of shimmer. It has like a blue reflection to it as well. I don't know if that's gonna be good, but we're gonna try it out together. Why not? Ooh. Wait, that's actually so pretty. Okay, never mind. That actually looks good. And I like to kind of blend it with my finger as well. We're not done yet. We need more shimmer. We need it to sparkle a lot. And I love this Sephora palette. I've had this for a really long time. And these are the colors inside. And I'm gonna be using the color Drew right over here. This is a very, very shimmery but also very warm type of glitter, and I'm gonna kind of mix it with the petal pinkish kind of color. We're gonna put it right here, and I'm gonna also put the rose bund to kind of make it a bit more beigey, a bit more white. I'm just gonna go over them again and again until I get the kind of perfect glitter shimmer eye look. I'm going to go back with the fluff, but this time with my finger. And just press it on. And I also saw that they kind of have shimmer under their eyes as well. So put a little bit right here to kind of make your eyes pop. That looks really good. Just continue. It's okay if you have a little bit of fallout. It really doesn't matter because we just want to be sparkly and glittery and glowy and just gorgeous. So now I'm going to do the same thing to my other eye as well. Now that my eyes are kind of glittery and they're white, we're going to be taking a very brown color. I'm going to be taking this color. So I want to take a little bit and just tap the excess away and put it on my lash line. Kind of like an eyeliner, but we don't want this to be very prominent. Just enough for our eyes to be defined and kind of pop, you know? I'm gonna take a smaller mirror. Just like that. And do the same to the other side. And I saw that she kind of has a bit of a darker line very close to her lash line. So I'm gonna take a black eyeshadow and just go very close to my lashes to kind of make them look fuller when we add our mascara. As you guys can see, my eyes are popping out a little, so that's good. That's what we want to achieve. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be curling our lashes, and I'm going to be applying my mascara. I use the Maybelline New York Still Sensual Intense Black Lashes. Curl your lashes. This is optional. I know a lot of people are scared of curling their lashes, so this part is just optional. And then I'm just gonna apply very thin layer at first because we're going to be layering this up. Okay girlies, while I was waiting for my camera to finish charging yet again, I found this liquid highlighter by Golden Rose, and it is honestly literally what I was looking for. It gave me this glow and glitter. It literally looks like the shimmer and glitter from the reference photo, which I love. So now what we're gonna be doing is I'm gonna continue putting my mascara on. I already put my first layer and I'm gonna put my second layer, and as you can see the difference, it looks really good, right? Continue putting this on. It doesn't really matter if I get this on my lids because, okay, a little hack for you guys: if you have this specific mascara or any kind of mascara that is not waterproof, if it gets on your eyelids or anywhere on your face for that matter, you can literally take it off very easily without damaging any makeup. And that is basically by you just take your brush after it has dried and just brush over it, and it's gone. It's gone. Or you can take your eyebrow spoolie and kind of just like do the spoolie on your face. It won't take any of your makeup off, but it will literally take away the mascara, so that's really good. So I'm gonna now do this on my other side. So now that my lashes are done, what I'm gonna be doing is I just checked my reference photo. She kind of has a little bit of a darker eyeshadow like right here on the outer down corners. So what I'm gonna be taking is from this palette, I'm gonna be taking the color Pour, and just a tiny bit just to define kind of my under eyes. And then we're gonna go over it with a little bit of mascara, just a tiny bit. I might have overdone it on this side. Uh-oh. Oh my god. Wait, we're gonna fix that. I think it's fixed. Yep. Okay, that's better. And then now what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna take the mascara again and just go a tiny little bit under our eyes to kind of show that we have lower lashes. Just like that. That's really good. And our eyes are done. I feel like it's done. And then we're gonna take, I use this brush to kind of give a nice shimmer highlight. I'm gonna take the color Fluff again and just kind of go over my cheekbones and the arch of my eyebrows, just like that. And then the tip of my nose and on the bridge as well. Oh my god, it's getting all get together. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Okay, now we're gonna do the lips. So I do have a lip liner, but I don't know where I got this from. I even lost the cap, so I'm using another cap. There's literally no writing on it, so it's just a hot pinkish. It's literally pink, but it's like, it's a hot pink color. And I'm gonna kind of very gently, lightly overline my lips. And this is pretty pigmented, so I'm not even gonna press on my lips at all. And then here's the thing, here's the part. We're gonna take a little bit of concealer or foundation and just put it on the back of your hand and lightly tap, because we want that 2000s look, just like that. Can line the lips a little bit more, and then we're gonna go in with this lifter gloss by Maybelline New York in the color Moon. It has a little bit of shimmer as well, and just apply. I'm gonna take out my hair right now. I'm literally so excited. Another tip, you guys, if you don't have any kind of light pink or a nudish color for your lipstick, just put a little bit of concealer or foundation on your lips after you line your lips, and then put a gloss over it, and now you have a light pink lipstick, lip gloss, you know, lip combo. Ooh. Okay. If you guys want to see a tutorial on how I did this, you can go over to my page, and I already posted it on my shorts, so you guys can go see the tutorial. But if you want a more in-depth kind of tutorial, you can let me know, and I would be very happy to film a longer video for you guys. Oh my god, it's gonna be really good. Oh my god, I've had this in for like more than 10-12 hours. Oh my because I slept with these. You guys, wait. It's gonna look so good. Oh my god. I love when my heatless curls actually turn out good. It's literally shows if my day is gonna be good or not. Like, this is literally the decision maker. Oh my god, wait. Ooh, it's a little bit too curly, but it's gonna go down a little. I need to go oil these now. Put some oil on the ends of my hair and some hairspray, and I feel like I'm good to go. Oh my god, I do look like a Victoria's Secret model. Oh wait, this is, oh, I'm gonna take a bunch of videos and photos right now. Oh my god. This is so good. Okay, you guys, this is all for today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you guys liked this tutorial. This was actually so fun to film, and I really love how my makeup turned out. I am actually obsessed. Like, this could actually be my day-to-day makeup from now on. I don't know. I love shimmer, I love sparkles, so this looks really good. Oh my god, I'm so happy. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you want any other type of makeup tutorial, I would be very much happy to recreate it for you guys. And I might kind of do like a toasty makeup as well after this. I don't know, but it's so nice. I'm in love. I'm in love.